Hey, what's going on everyone? Greg here, and the iPhone 12 MagSafe battery pack is also here. And of course, like anything Apple releases nowadays, even something as simple as a battery pack, of course the internet is going to just react to it and issue a bunch of hot takes as soon as they just see the press images of it, let alone spend even 5 minutes using the thing. But I actually went out and bought it because I actually wanted to see, hey, is this going to be a solution for people who, have an iPhone 12, probably something like an iPhone 12 mini, and, the battery life on it isn't the greatest. So can Apple come out with something like this and maybe solve some of those battery life woes? Hopefully it does, because I'm a big fan of the iPhone 12 mini. And my biggest complaint with it, even though I love the small size, is the battery life. So let's go ahead and unbox this thing, and then, let's see what this MagSafe battery pack is all about. All right, and here is the MagSafe battery pack. I'll note on the packaging, I actually found this pretty interesting, was that it just says iPhone battery pack and then MagSafe kind of right down here in the bottom, kind of implying that this battery pack is probably going to stick around for a few iPhone generations, whereas before with the iPhone Smart battery case, they kind of had to change it for like every single iPhone design. So if MagSafe is staying around for the iPhone 13, iPhone 14, well, it looks like, maybe Apple won't have to release other revisions of this. They can just keep shipping the MagSafe battery pack. And if we flip it over to the back, you can see iPhone battery pack right here, and just a green little pull tab over here so we can open this up and actually get a look at this thing. And I'm always a little bad at opening packages, so each one is just a... Wow, I can't believe I dropped that. Each one is just another level of frustration, but honestly, that was a lot simpler than I made it out to be. So here you can see the iPhone MagSafe battery pack. We can also see that there is some documentation in here. So we can peel this off, and you can actually see there is the MagSafe technology built right into there. Obviously it's magnetic. You can see some of the information on here, and then you can see on the bottom, which I was actually not sure of when I was first looking at the press images, that there is indeed a lightning port if you wanted to charge this thing on its own. And then you can see there's also a status light indicator. And then of course on the back, you can see the Apple logo and the white color. Actually, it only comes in one color. So if you wanted different MagSafe battery pack colors, you're out of luck. So one of the reasons why I actually went out and got this MagSafe battery pack, because if you watch the channel, you know that I am a big fan of this guy over here, the iPhone 12 mini. This has been my main iPhone since I've, got all different versions of the iPhone 12s. I've actually haven't been using it recently because I've been on the iOS 15 beta, which I installed on my regular iPhone, and I didn't want to put that on my main iPhone, so you can see the SIM cards kind of out here. But, the main reason I got this battery pack was because one of the biggest problems with the iPhone 12 mini is the battery life isn't the greatest on it. If you want better battery life, you go for the 12. If you want the best battery life possible, you go for the iPhone 12 Pro Max. If battery life is your main feature, sadly, even though I love the small size of the mini, maybe the mini will get me through a day with like 1% battery left. But usually I have to charge somewhere halfway through the day, so what a perfect companion for this device. And ooh, gosh.
Damn, boy, he's thick!
That is kind of thick though, isn't it? That is a bit chunky. Look at that. So on the mini especially, when you attach it right to the back, you can see that this MagSafe battery pack is taking up like all of the bottom of the phone. It's actually very similar to my Magsafe Wallet, which I can grab off the other iPhone 12. And you can see this is the Magsafe Wallet, and it kind of fits in that same position as the Magsafe Wallet would, but you can see the Magsafe Wallet is actually a little bit thinner there, and when you, so that's a little bit of added thickness, but I will say this is lighter than I thought it would be, and it does snap on there very easily. Now, I'm not seeing any charge come up. I think Apple has to ship these without any charge inside of them, so let me go take a break, plug this into a charger for 10 minutes, and then I'll come back and kind of talk about it a bit more. So one of the interesting things I noticed actually when playing around with the Magsafe battery pack was that I got this notification over here saying the iPhone can charge to approximately 90% while using a Magsafe battery pack. So I don't know if that's telling me like the entire charge of this Magsafe battery pack means that it will only fill the iPhone 12 mini up to 90%, not even giving it a full complete charge, or if that's just some kind of battery saving technology. I don't know. Apple has a couple optimizations in here. Just something I don't know right off the bat. Obviously, we're looking at about 3,000 milliamp hours in total of battery life with the 2 cells on here. So maybe it's not even enough to fully charge an iPhone 12 mini. But for me, I guess if it could give me 100% full charge, or in this case 90%, I think that's probably more than enough to get me through a standard day. But that doesn't sound too promising with that notification. I really don't know what that really means, in all honesty, but we'll see. But you can see I attached the MagSafe battery pack on here. You can see we are now getting a charge on the iPhone 12 mini, and then you can kind of see how much that is taken up on the 12 mini itself. And then it's just very weird how all of a sudden now I flip it over, right? And now look at that. There's two charging ports. So a lightning port on the MagSafe battery pack, and then a lightning port on the iPhone 12 mini. I tried putting the lightning connector in each separate port, and when you do that, it will charge either device. So if I put the lightning port in the MagSafe battery pack, it charges the iPhone 12 mini. If I put the lightning port in the iPhone 12 mini, it'll charge the battery pack as well. So there is charging going on there, which does mean that the iPhone 12s do have reverse wireless charging. It just means that Apple is basically only using it for their own MagSafe battery pack and not any other accessories on there. The connection on this is pretty strong, so like most of the MagSafe products that I've used, the connection seems pretty rock solid, pretty stable. I don't, seems like there's a pretty low risk of this thing actually falling off as you're using it. Another thing I'll note here, as you go over here, have it go into the lock screen. When you put that MagSafe battery pack on, you'll see that you get a nice little animation for the charge, and then you'll also see the battery level of the MagSafe battery pack right down there. And then if you go over into like a widget area, if you have your battery settings set up somewhere, you can see the individual lists of batteries with the iPhone and then the MagSafe battery pack over here. I also heard it's possible that you can actually charge a pair of AirPods if they have the wireless charging case on here, so I kind of want to see if that's true. Can I charge AirPods? Okay, so look at that. So the charging indicator lights up on the AirPods over here with the MagSafe battery pack, so it is open to other accessories as well. Not sure if it would charge everything out there, but it does look like you can at least charge AirPods with it. And then we can also go ahead and see if this is working. I have, again, the iPhone 12 on the iOS 15 beta, but let's slap that on as well so you can get a different perspective of how that looks. So it is charging the iPhone 12. I don't know if it has all the stuff built into it quite yet. So on my version of iOS 15, I'm actually not updated to the latest version quite yet. It does not have any of that smart integration into this MagSafe battery pack, but it does still seem to at least be charging the iPhone 12. And then you can see over here how this looks on the iPhone 12. So obviously the 12 is a bigger phone than the mini, and it doesn't extend all the way to the bottom. So you actually kind of get more of a hump in the middle on the regular sized iPhone 12, whereas on the mini, you're basically looking at the entire bottom portion of your phone having this big hump. I should probably go grab the iPhone 12 Pro Max to see how the MagSafe battery pack looks on there as well. Just give me a second. Okay, ran over, got the Pro Max as well. So let's see what that looks like on the Pro Max. Slap that on. And you could see on the Pro Max, it actually probably looks the best considering you have all that extra space to work with. And on the mini, you get like this huge hump. On the 12, you get this middle-sized hump. On the Pro Max, it looks a lot more fitting, which is funny because the Pro Max is probably the only iPhone on this table where I can't imagine much users really need the extra battery power in the MagSafe battery pack. Maybe you're like addicted to your phone, maybe you use it all the time, and this is a product that's gonna work for you. But in all my testing of like the iPhone 12 Pro Max, this thing has like a rock solid battery, but here you can see it on the 12 Pro Max. Looks much more manageable on this device. Comfortable to hold on the 12 Pro Max. I should go and check that with all the other iPhones. Yeah, it's kind of like a plasticky build on the MagSafe battery pack. Kind of feels like the silicone cases though. It's very soft, almost a little bit rubbery. But there you can see it on the Pro Max and on the iPhone 12. And of course on the phone where I will be putting it on, the iPhone 12 mini, where the MagSafe battery pack, I mean, it's basically almost eating the iPhone 12 mini at this point. Now on the mini, it is a little bit awkward kind of to grip. I don't know. So you can see as I'm holding it in the palm of my hand, notice how that's sliding just a little bit as I'm moving the phone around. Doesn't seem to have that secure grip that would prevent it from slipping, but it is, you know, magnetically attaching. It still seems like it's keeping the charge, even if it gets a little bit misaligned here. Just depending on how you use your phone, I don't know if that would bother you, that the fact that this is kind of a little bit slippery on the bottom. I'm getting a little bit of apprehension with that because I don't want to drop my phone. And if this thing's kind of just slipping a little bit, that's not good. Whereas on even the normal sized iPhone, even if it slips a little bit, it's still basically going to be on the phone, whereas on the 12 mini, you could see that it was basically kind of hanging off the edge like that. But on the 12, as I hold it in my hands, I move the phone around. Yeah, it's pretty much staying dead in the center there. If we go back to the mini, you can see, maybe I grab my phone, pull it out, read about Jeff Bezos going into space, and just these little shifts. You can kind of see that's not the best feeling in the world, honestly. It's basically almost hanging off the edge of the 12 mini, and that just gives me a little bit of apprehension, but who knows if that's actually going to turn out to be a real world problem when I actually use this out and about, which I definitely plan to do. Maybe I'll do another updated video on this and let you know if this was an issue for the mini or not. But basically what we have here is a standard battery pack that magnetically attaches on the back of your iPhone. It's expensive, I'm not denying that. It retails for $100. I'm not saying $100 isn't expensive, but if you're the type of user like me who owns an iPhone 12 mini, maybe you wish you had a little bit more battery life throughout the day, or maybe you wish you just had some sort of an insurance policy that if this thing did run out of battery and you wanted to make sure that you had some extra battery lying around, for $100, I mean, this thing could give you peace of mind. All right, so overall first impressions, here's what I'll say about the product. Obviously, this is not a full review. I don't think I've had enough time to spend with this to give it a full review, and I did not test the battery capacity claims on it. But I will say that overall, the way this feels, it feels nice. I like the soft touch on it. Definitely feels nice in the hands. I would be a little bit worried about using this on the mini, even though I think that's probably like the target phone for this device. Just a little bit apprehensive. Again, like I said, feels like it slips a little bit on the bottom here. Maybe that's not an issue for you, but definitely something I noticed even in just this short hands-on. But overall, who is this device for? This is for users of an iPhone 12, an iPhone 12 mini, maybe even the iPhone 12 Pro Max. If you're having any sort of battery life problems on any of these iPhones and you want a product that is going to give you some extra juice throughout the day and you don't want to have to worry about bringing a separate battery bank with separate cables, you just want to take something like this, maybe not even keep it on your phone all the time, maybe keep it in your bag, maybe keep it somewhere safer in your car, maybe not in your car, depending on how hot it is, but somewhere where you can easily access this. And then, throughout the day, maybe your iPhone's going down to 20%. Well, you can just slap that on. All of a sudden, now your iPhone's getting a charge. and you're not gonna have as much battery anxiety. And unlike the cheaper versions of this product that do exist, again, I think Anker sells one for around $50, this is going to have all the integration into, the iPhone. So if I take this, put it on this, and I charge the battery pack, if I put the cable in there, it's gonna charge the iPhone as well. If I, put the cable into the iPhone, it's gonna charge the battery pack. If I take this off and then I go to plug this on, well, you're not gonna have to go through settings menus or anything like that. You're gonna be able to see the charge of both devices as soon as you slap this on. And then of course, I assume like Apple's other battery cases that they had in the past, that the MagSafe battery will be able to charge this intelligently and know, when to charge the iPhone, when to charge the MagSafe battery pack to maximize on battery health and make sure that you're not losing a ton of battery life throughout the day. Because as you know, as you charge your phone and you use it, it can get really hot and that can degrade battery life. I'm guessing with this MagSafe battery pack, it's gonna know to stop charging your phone as it starts reaching some of those hotter temperatures. And that's just, that's the extra money you pay for getting an Apple product with that tighter integration. All right, and those were my first impressions of the MagSafe battery pack. Really hoping it solves my iPhone 12 mini battery woes. One thing I didn't get to when I was unboxing it at the table was actually talking about the old smart battery cases and if you've ever used one of those. And if you were to ask me, would I prefer the older smart battery case design or this MagSafe design? I actually like the MagSafe design better. I think it looks a lot better on the phone, and I like the fact that, at the end of the day, if you don't need to be using this, if your battery life is fine, I don't have to have this constantly attached to my phone like the case would probably be. I can easily snap this off, keep it in my pocket, and then if the battery life starts to get, like 20% and I'm still outside and I still need a lot of battery life, well then I can resort to this, snap it on, and start charging. I think that's probably how I'm going to be using it. I don't envision me keeping this on the phone full time. This is only an accessory that I'm going to use when my iPhone actually needs it. So I really do like the fact that you could just snap it on and snap it off in seconds. I think that's one of the coolest things about the MagSafe technology is that, these aren't permanently attached to your phone and they're very easy to take off. So I just wanted to get that in there at the end of the video. But yeah, so far that's what I think of the MagSafe battery pack. As always, if you like this video, make sure you give me a like. If you want to see more from the channel, make sure you're subscribed. If you want to help the channel in any way, if you think maybe you want to buy a MagSafe battery pack after watching this video, I will leave a link in the description. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care, everyone.